93 Boxing. I'm back with another video. I just seen an article written by an idiot. Written by a guy who pretends to be an expert of boxing, I guess, but clearly isn't. He is basically making a list of fighters that he believes may not be worthy of being in the Hall of Fame list. Right? And the thing is, casual fans see this list and they see these articles by these so-called experts, and then they see also videos, right? I mean, that's how casual fans are. They don't know much about boxing, so they don't know who to type and whatnot. They just see highlights and they see these articles and they see these people talking shit about fighters. And these casual fans buy into all of this stuff. And on a subconscious level, you start to create haters of these specific fighters. I'm going to go into some of them. But let's go into his list. One of the fighters that he believes might not be worthy of being in the Hall of Fame list is Tim Bradley. And I can kind of agree with that in the sense. I didn't see his criticism in terms of what he criticized about Bradley. But, okay, I can kind of agree with that. Juan Manuel Marquez is another guy that he put in the list. Now, Juan Manuel Marquez is a Hall of Fame fighter, to be honest. If someone asks me, yeah, he's a Hall of Fame fighter. I personally think it's ridiculous. Not ridiculous, but like a bit weird for someone not to think that he's a Hall of Fame fighter. Even though he's beaten guys that are in the Hall of Fame. We're going to go into Marquez in a bit. But let's look into some other fighters that he put in the list. Oh, Vladimir Klitschko. Okay. Now, his criticism of Klitschko was heavyweight division today is not that good. Okay? It's not that good and his style is boring. Now, when people criticize style, okay, the problem I have with that is he's trying to make it seem like his style is boring, like as if that matters on how good you are. Certain things in life may seem boring to certain people, but they're effective. You see what I'm trying to say? Toyotas, those cars you have, Toyotas, they're boring into many people's standards, but they're effective. Most of them are reliable. They work. Okay? They're effective in terms of what they're made for. A lot of cars, they look great. They may be fast and whatnot. Some Alfa Romeos, they're not reliable. A lot of them. So, you know, it's the same thing here. Some fighters may seem exciting to certain fighters, but that doesn't mean they're great in terms of... That doesn't mean he's better than a fighter that you consider to be boring. Okay? Now, Klitschko wasn't really a boring style. It wasn't that boring like people made it out to be. He's a decent fighter. He's a good fighter. He's a skilled fighter. And he can time his shots. He can pick shots. I don't like seeing fighters that's just sitting there trading with no skills. That, if you appreciate that, right? If you only appreciate that type of style only, you're not a boxing fan. Because boxing is hit and not get hit. And if you don't like the part where the fighter is not trying to get hit, then you are not a boxing fan. You're just a rock'em sock'em robot fan. Now, another fighter that he put, and I kind of, when I looked at this list, I was not surprised, is Andre Ward. And he says, I respect Andre Ward, but I don't want to see him. Kind of like he doesn't want to see Andre Ward. He doesn't even want to see Andre Ward commentating. He doesn't miss Andre Ward. If you do not miss Andre Ward, then you're not a big boxing fan. That's the real talk. That's personally how I see it. You're probably not a real boxing fan. Andre Ward is a great fighter. I actually, people say not many people miss him, right? But I actually kind of, and as a fan, miss Andre Ward, knowing that he won't be fighting anymore. Andre Ward was underappreciated. He was a great fighter. And, to say that Andre Ward's boring, people criticize other fighters for backing up and maintaining distance. Andre Ward's very close up range. It's a contradiction when they say they hate Andre Ward, but they also hate fighters like Klitschko. See what I'm trying to say? I just don't get it. He's been beating all of these guys. You know what I feel, right? Some of these guys who write, they are like Sergey Kovalev fans, Triple G fans. I mean, this is the Guardian.com anyway, so you're going to have Sergey Kovalev fans, Triple G fans here anyway. And they kind of butthurt that Andre Ward knocked him the fuck out. And because of that, they probably put Andre Ward in here. And casual fans are going to see him and think he ain't shit. Andre Ward's a terrific fighter. He's a terrific fighter. And certainly has more heart, more balls than Sergey Kovalev. And heart and balls is actually part of the attribute that makes a fighter or a fight exciting, in my opinion. In many people's opinion. I mean, everyone appreciates a fighter when they show heart. And another person, right? And this is like typical of a person to put them on the list. Typical of a person who's just a flat out hater for no reason. A walking contradiction. And he put up one of those guys. His name is Floyd Mayweather Jr. Criticizing this guy is, I think he said something like mindless obsession with wealth. Yeah, like as if a $300 million offer was there, you wouldn't take it. Like this writer wouldn't take a fight that would have rewarded with $300 million. Don't talk about legacy and shit. These fighters that try to say, oh, these great fighters back in the day. A lot of these great fighters back in the day did not fight good fighters on a consistent basis. They fought a lot of bums and then good fighters. A lot of bums, then good fighters. That's what they've been doing. Sugar Ray Leonard is a prime example. Sugar Ray Robinson has fought a lot of guys that we don't know about. And I'm not discrediting them. They're great fighters for sure. But to criticize someone like to not appreciate the fact that Floyd Mayweather fought top fighters from even his last 6, apart from McGregor, were top fighters. Andre Berto's a former world champion. Maidana's a former, he's a world champion / former world champion. He fought a lot of good guys, man. Maidana's a top fighter. Manny Pacquiao, he beat Pacquiao. He beat Guerrero. He beat Canelo. Go figure, right? And guess what? One of the criticisms this man had, right? And I kid you not, he says that Manny Pacquiao looked better against the opponents that, the opponents that Floyd Mayweather has also faced and Manny Pacquiao has also faced, like Marquez, like Ricky Hatton, like Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya. There's a lot of fighters, right, that Manny Pacquiao fought, that Floyd Mayweather also fought. And Manny Pacquiao, he's saying Manny Pacquiao looked better in all of those fights. Ricky Hatton as well. Now, people, this is the thing, right? And they're going to go into, fans are going to look at this. They're going to go into YouTube. They're going to type this up and say, oh, shit, these fighters did not look as good as, Floyd Mayweather did not look as good as Manny Pacquiao. And they're going to buy into this. And they're going to think, hey, Floyd ain't shit. And then, but they will, when they on a subconscious level, that will stay with them. Then they see the Mayweather Pacquiao fight, and they will think to themselves, they won't be able to figure out why Manny Pacquiao lost. So they're gonna come up with bullshit excuse because they have grown an attachment with Manny Pacquiao after reading this article and then looking at his fights and thinking, wow. Now, Manny Pacquiao, for those who want to know, okay. Manny Pacquiao fought Miguel Cotto when Miguel Cotto was weight drained. Floyd fought Miguel Cotto and the weight that Miguel Cotto preferred. Same with Oscar De La Hoya. And Manny Pacquiao fought Oscar De La Hoya that was a lot more older. Floyd Mayweather fought, Shane Mosley versus Manny Pacquiao, Pacquiao, I guess, looked better. Ricky Hatton versus Floyd, right? That's another fight. Ricky Hatton was undefeated going into the fight. That plays a effect on the mindset. An undefeated fighter's mindset, most undefeated fighters' mindset is different. When the person takes a loss, a lot of times what happens is their confidence goes away. Certain fighters are different, certain fighters are different. A loss may actually make them stronger. But Floyd Mayweather fought this guy undefeated. Manny Pacquiao fought this guy when this guy wasn't, he was fucking about, basically. Ricky Hatton was fucking about. Look at his lifestyle outside the ring. He was fucking about. And what else is there? Miguel Cotto, De La Hoya, as I said, right? What else is there? Who else did he fight? I can't remember. Oh yeah, Shane Mosley, De La Hoya, Cotto, What else is there? Ricky Hatton. Marquez, right? Again, Floyd Mayweather beat Marquez more convincingly than Manny Pacquiao did. What about that? And you have to keep this in mind, right? Styles make fight. Manny Pacquiao beat Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley beat Marquez. That does not mean that, if Pacquiao can beat Bradley convincingly and Bradley can beat Marquez convincingly, that means Manny Pacquiao, if he faces Marquez, will easily beat him, probably even stop him. Never happened. Styles make fights. And the good thing about Floyd Mayweather is he's beaten pretty much every single style that was there in our generation. Floyd Mayweather is very exciting. And for those who are trying to say he's boring and whatnot, that's bullshit. Like, this article's trying to insinuate that he's boring and whatnot. As I said, a real boxing fan will appreciate that boxing's hit and not get hit. Floyd Mayweather wasn't running, he wasn't running like that. Floyd Mayweather stood in the pocket against Canelo, stood in the pocket against Maidana. I challenged Pacquiao to do that, man. Honestly, Maidana would knock Manny Pacquiao out. Stood in the pocket against Guerrero. I mean, he backed up Canelo. Could Manny Pacquiao do that? Could Manny Pacquiao do that? The crazy thing is, right, Marquez beat Manny Pacquiao. This guy don't want to put Marquez in there, but it's like as if Manny Pacquiao is a better fighter than Marquez, but Marquez beat him. How can you put him on the list? And now Manny Pacquiao is losing to a school teacher. I don't know what to say, man. These guys pissed me off because it's like some of the best fighters in our generation is not getting credit because of some idiot. And no disrespect to this guy, but I just kind of feel bad because these fighters work hard, right? And you have to give credit where credit's due. These fighters, when they achieve certain things, we have to give them credit. Don't try to take credit away from them. That's bullshit. These writers want to big up Manny Pacquiao, big up Triple G, big up Lomachenko, big up Sergey Kovalev. Coincidentally, a lot of these white fighters that they're trying to big up. A lot of bullshit. Hyping up the casual fans. Hyping up the media. Fucking bullshit, man. Don't buy into the hype. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment down below. Subscribe to my channel, 93 Boxing. I'm out.